Good morning, guys. 9:34. Morning. Mpo, how are you? Hope you're well. To all the guys that are joining us on YouTube, thanks for streaming in. Thanks for joining us. It's good to be with you as always. Don't forget our reminders, guys. So important for you guys to know. We are a licensed financial service provider that's quick trade and licensed over-the-counter derivatives provider. And the trading support department, as always, we are facilitating the trading room. Please don't forget that as well. It's good to be with you guys. I'm standing in for Roger. I'll be with you today. And I'll then be with you, obviously, for the morning and the afternoon session, all right? Don't forget your phases there, your breakout phase, your accumulation phase, and your movement phase. These are so important for you guys to remember as always. I want to do something, today. I want to track back. I want to, give a few reminders to some of the guys that I think is extremely important. Just a couple of reminders. And if you're not, if you haven't written it down, then it gives you an opportunity to do that. All right. I hope everybody can see me. We got a bit of load shedding here on my side. All right. No, Shira, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. There's no ways. You're not going to put me out like that. All right. Goeiemorgen. I think that's how far I'm going to go for now. Yeah. Mpo, hope you had a good evening. Gerard, Adele, Philip, Jean, Warren, Saya, Zephirino, Johannes, Fanny, Petro. Maybe guys, just let me know who's brand new here this morning. Please let me know. I'd also like to greet you. I'd like all the community members to greet you as well. All right. What a week, and it's not done yet. Hey, Anya. All right, are you guys ready to start? Are you guys ready to start? You want to go and check out what is happening? You guys do know that we do not have much from a fundamental perspective here that's happening. We only have the Reserve Bank of New Zealand that will be coming out around 1500 hours. Anya wants to rumble, and we got the GDP Q2 results coming out for the US. That's the only ones that's happening today. But I want to check that dollar out, and I want you guys to go and see that fluctuation that has happened. Just let me know if you can see my screen, the one with the trading view. If you can, just let me know. If you can't, let me know as well, so that I can obviously move in and get it going. I think the important thing that I want to do today is that I want to do and remind you guys of a couple of stuff. All right, I want to remind you of a couple of stuff. Can you guys see it? This is Trading View. Ash, why are you showing us this? This is where you can find the dollar. And I'm going to use it as part of reminders today. All right, reminders that's going to help you guys obviously track back and do a bit of revision. And if you haven't written down these things, I'm going to suggest that you do that this morning. All right, yeah. If you're ready, like Anya said, are you ready to rumble? I am ready to rumble. Just just give me that yes, that thumbs up, just so I do know whilst I finish off here on my side what I need to. And then we're gonna kick this thing and as Hardus would say, shake the tree. All right, he says shake the tree. All right, so fun is ready. There we go, Warren. All right, Adele. All right. Zeph is quiet this morning, Adele. I'm just saying it. We're gonna see. He's quiet this morning. Zeph. Let's start off with looking at these individual currencies here. All right. Now, here's a reminder. We look at different currencies and the individual performance. Why? So we can pick up the movement. All right. Where you go, you can view this on Trading View. You can see that tradingview.com. You go to markets. Please write this down. You go to markets. Then you go to Forex. And then you go to currency indices. you go to markets. As a reminder, Forex, currency indices or indexes. This is the individual performance of the major currencies. Once you've clicked there, you'll see them all appear. There they are. There you have the dollar, well, US dollar, euro, currency index, British pound, etc., Swissy, Japanese yen, and you can go and look at these charts individually. All right, Mpo? So we want to go to the dollar. Shira, you with me? You go to the dollar index there. All right, and obviously what's going to be very important here, you want to see the advanced chart. Ash, why the advanced chart? Because here you can interact with the chart. All right, so there you click on see more on advanced chart. Once you've clicked, you'll see that this comes into play. And you can clearly see from what I'm showing you, this was on Tuesday, sorry. I actually highlighted this for the guys. Can you guys see it? This is where we still are with the dollar. We pushed up, we came down. That's the volatility that is happening in the dollar right now. That's why we're not looking at trades that are necessarily dollar pegged. But what's more important is that you can see this is a 4-hour chart. All right, is everybody with me? Now I'm going to switch over to a daily chart, and I want you to see what happens on the daily chart. I want you to see the wicks that is rejecting. Look at that big rejection. We wanted a close above. That's what I said last time. I said if we get a close above 114.539, we would look at a stronger dollar moving up. Moving up to where, Ash? Between 117 and 119. Now you can see that the rejection is there from a momentum cluster perspective, right, Gerard? Tebo, TT, Jean, Luke, you can see that the momentum cluster, the direction has rejected at 114. And you can see that yesterday, you can see that we've closed beneath the 112.925. Now, we have not dipped today yet. You can see that there's the open. Price has gone up substantially. We could see a dip later on coming back to the zone here. We got to watch it. The only way we'll know that we are officially out of this specific area is if price closes above this zone here, like I mentioned, the 114.539. Once we have the momentum timeframes closing above there, then we resume up. But for now, we are still stuck in this retracement. Is everybody clear with what I just mentioned there, guys? Can you guys see the screen? Is it visible? All right. Is there clarity? Can you see the color? Is the quality there? At the end of the day, it doesn't help. I put on a screen and some charts, and then you guys can't see what we're dealing with. All right. So there has to be clarity here. So 114, all right, 0.539. If the momentum clusters close above, we resume up. But for now, we are still in this retracement here, which means the dollar could go either way at this point, ladies and gentlemen. That's unpredictable. Is everybody clear there? It's unpredictable. Shira is looking good at the moment. Nice, nice, nice look. Yes, everything is okay on my side. Bright and clear with Anya. Beautiful. I did say Adele and Mpo shake heads there. Are we together? Okay, good. So can we move on now, guys? Because now we know where the dollar is. We got the GDP2 results coming out today. And that could influence, that could put the dollar in a position to either strengthen or weaken. So we're going to wait for that specific result. I can tell you that's at 2:30. So please don't miss that. We're not going to be together at 2:30, but we'll pick it up when we get here at 4 p.m. And if it works out in our favor, and let's just say the dollar does strengthen, we will look at some trades there with the dollar pegs. Is everybody clear with that? So we look at the GBP USD, we look at the Euro USD, we look at the USD JPY to see if something happens there. All right, so I'm going to switch now to my MetaTrader 5. And then we're going to push and see what's happening there. All right. Is everybody clear so far? Can everybody see it? Can everybody see my MetaTrader 5? This is a different, all right, so I have different screens. This is a different account to the one that I'm using. So I'm going to put on a few new charts here, all right, so that you guys can see. I do have the CAD JPY here, all right, for a short, all the way down. You can see to this zone here around the 101 area. This is not a intraday trade, ladies and gentlemen. This is taking us a little bit longer. And I always say to you guys that we accommodate everybody, all right, that is that has different approaches. So from there to there is 340 pips there to go down that zone, but founded on the weekly frame. Are we together? That's where this specific analysis came from, all the way down to 101.734. This is a momentum or directional trade. It is not intraday. It is not going to be on an hour. It won't be on minutes, but there are guys that might want a TP, for example, from there, you know, to there's an example, 72 pips, they'll take that trade, 74 pips, sorry. Some guys might want to take it to that zone, 147 pips. But like I said to you, I am into accommodating everybody and not just one cluster of traders. So please write that down if you would like to, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I have it there as an exit of 101.842. It is a momentum trade. Are we together? It is a momentum trade. Is everybody with me? That's about 394 Rand there, 84 cents. I'm waiting for this. This is not something that I'm getting out of soon. Is everybody clear there? Monthly, weekly, and you have the daily frame that I use there as analysis, and even the 12. But remember, the 12 is debatable. For many guys, they prefer the daily. They want to make sure that the daily closes and not the 12. I do sometimes take the risk if you would like to. And then just to get a earlier price, you can. No, with this specific one here, Zeph, there's always a TP. Just because you don't see it, it's not there. This is an emergency exit of 106.063. Just because you don't see the SL there, this is an emergency exit that I have, 106.063. So if I see a daily candle close above there, that's when I will get out of the trade. But you can see that it failed yesterday and it's moving down very nicely now. All right. Gerard, if you wanted to, you could get into price at this moment. You can see you'll be getting into a place that is just a little bit higher than mine. I obviously got in earlier. I saw these wicks over here and I thought, you know what, brilliant. This is unfinished business. And so we'll just wait. All right. Zev says they're perfect. Thought you were going in Braveheart. You know what, Zev? If you're attending like you are, you'll know that I'm prepared. And there's different techniques, different ways to skin a cat. If you do know, about the emergency exit, that is you obviously not having the stop loss there, but it gives you a 24-hour window to monitor the trade, and if it does not go your way, then you can obviously then close that specific trade. All right. I have another one there from Gerard, risk and reward. I'm going to give it to you now, Gerard. I already have the reward there in terms of, are you saying you'd like to know how much you make with the specific trade? Sorry, I haven't got my other screen connected here. But I can still give it to you. My other screen is not connected, so big apologies on that, but I can still give it to you. All right, so if you're using the 0.01, all right, 0.01, like you can see there, and you're going to take it at 101 look at this, 101.84. You can see that's about 400 Rand here. Look at that, 394 Rand. There's 316 pips. Let me just put that into some more perspective for some of the other guys, so that the guys that are using bigger volumes, they might want to get in. That's at 8.5. Please write this down. Gerard, this is for you. If you're using, let me just get this sorted on this side. If you're using a 0.10, you stand to make about 4,000 Rand, 4,200 Rand to 101.85. If you're using a 0.10, all right? My position size calculator, this is a new account. So the position size calculator is not installed here, guys. And the screen at which I'm using for the position size is not on, but it will be later on at 4 p.m. All right, I'm using with what I have at this moment. But I can give you those numbers. Also on your side, you can also change it. You should have the positions as calculator. You just type in the 0.10 or 0.05. If I do a 0.05, that's about 2,100 Rand on this specific trade, down to 101.85. All right, Gerard? And I have the emergency exit there, like I mentioned. This is not a stop loss. All right, the stop loss is 106.063. I'm not sure if you know about the emergency exits, but this trade has an emergency exit. It does not have a stop loss that is put in there. So there is a difference between those two, which I've explained before. I'm not sure if you're aware. And can we look at gold a bit earlier? Yes, we can. Not a problem. I will definitely look at that for you. All right. Can we move on? Is everybody clear with this? Remember, we're not going to touch the dollar now. Is everybody clear? We're not going to touch the dollar peg pairs. We can look at them, but let's be very careful here. All right. Let's go to the NAS, guys. NAS 100. Let's go to the NASI. Let's go and see what is happening there. Obviously, guys, with the dollar strength and the dollar weakness, this is affected. Can you guys see it? From a monthly perspective, you can clearly still see that price is still in that retracement zone. It is really, really, really important for you guys to notice the following, that you can see this is a very important support, but we're not finding the pivot point here. See, these are the period separators. When you go to a weekly frame, that's where you are going to start to pick up on, a much better point. It will not be this one here. That's too far down. That's way too far. Is everybody clear there, guys? That is way too far. So now we switch to a daily rather. We're going to move back. Watch me move back. See, we already passed that point there. Adele, we already passed that point. So we move back, we move back, we move back. Watch, I'm moving back. And here we have a zone right there. Can you see that zone there? Which is consistent, ladies and gentlemen, with this area here. So this is important there. That's 11088. Please write that down for me. We found it on the daily frame. Can you see the rejection there now? There is rejection at the 11088 level. So please, guys, if you are going to enter, we want to enter beneath that zone there. Is everybody clear? Gabriel, Mr. W, we want to enter. If you're going to go for the short, we want to enter beneath the 11088. Ash, why? Johannes, why? Because if you get in now, it's rejected before. Does it make sense? Price can move against you. If the dollar goes down today, price can move against you. We move up, you're in trouble. All right. So if we go back again, let's find another zone beneath 11088. I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm trying to remind you of these small things here, guys. Everybody with me? Everybody with me there? 11088. Here's the next zone. Please write this down for me. Here's the next zone. 10359. 10359. 10359. Right there. And if you switch to a weekly, 10359, spot on right there. Please write that down for me. 10359.7. We found it on a daily frame. All right, we found it on a daily frame. So if we close beneath 11088, Adele, can you see it? Gabe, can you see it? Mpo, can you see it? All right, I just want to make sure, because if you can't, just let me know. I can zoom in and then you can see it. All right, so 11088 and 10359. Now, what's important here is the following. From there, as a reminder, to there, that is not going to be appealing to everybody. 731 pips. I'm reminding you now, all right, everybody, you can cut this sucker in half, Mr. W. You guys remember how to cut it in half, so you don't wait 700 pips. You rather wait 350 pips. You guys remember how to cut this sucker in half? Talk to me. We're going to use the fib, isn't it so? We use the fib. Daar sê Adele, ek het gesien, jy het hom amper getik. Shera, there's the Afrikaans. It just came out. I told you it's going to come out, you know, in moments. I'm selective. I'm selective this morning. So there we go. There's the halfway mark. Mpo, I wish I could say it in Zulu, my friend. I could just say that whole sentence fluently like this, or in Sotho. You know, it would be beautiful, yeah? So halfway, 10,719. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. 10,719. That will be for the guys that want to go a shorter distance from there to there. 370 pips. That is doable in a day. That's doable in a day for the Nazi. The Nazi, that's nothing for the Nazi, all right? Can you see it now there, Fani? I hope you can, my friend. 10,719. That's the halfway mark there. We need a close beneath 11,088. Fani, is it there? Can you see it? Just let me know, all right, my friend, so I know that you're with me, okay? Remember, if the Nazi looks like this, then the Dow Jones and the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 will then possibly look similar in terms of it moving downward. All right, so don't forget the correlation. Another reminder, when the Nazi looks a certain way or the Dow Jones looks a certain way, you can expect similarities from the others. So if we go to Dow Jones, let me just confirm as almal reg. Rico Fela. Everybody's with me. Everybody has it, right? I'm going to go to the Dow Jones now. I'm seeing some nods. And if you don't worry, just let me know and I'll just give it to you. All right. I'll just give it to you. All right. Look at that. Looking similar. If I go back to the monthly, here's a question. Are we getting it from the monthly, guys? Yes or no? Because we went to the Nazi, we had to go all the way to the daily frame. Remember that? We had to go to the daily frame to get our levels. We didn't find it on the monthly. So here's the question. Are we going to get levels here on our monthly, weekly, or daily? Monthly, weekly, or daily? Talk to me. Anyone. Guys, randomly. I'm not looking for right or wrong. I'm just picking your brain. Fanny says day. It says day. Adele says day. Petro says day. All right, now look at this. Can I show you something? The one that the Nazi didn't have. Remember, we're looking at the period separators. Look at that. There we have a candle that's at the opening. That's important. So always remember, when you look at the period separator, which candle is on that specific vertical line? Can I say that again as a reminder? The candle, look for the candle that's on the specific separator, like this one here. Can you see it? That is an important candle. That was the start of a thing. Are we together? That's where price reacted. You can see started, rejected, and it went down. So we are looking at, look at this, not that zone there. No, we're moving up. We want to find the closest or the most recent price to 29314. We're not going to use the wick because we already passed the wick. Does that make sense? Share, are you with me there? We're not going to use the high there because we already passed. We're looking at the next price there. This was the open. So we're using the open. When we switch to a daily, look at this now. Look at that. Can you guys see that? We are from where price is to price going 600 pips away. That is fantastic if you ask me. Now, if we go back to a weekly, let's look where price rejected from or broke down from. Look at this. You see here, there's a candle that closed beneath. Let me actually pause here, Mr. W, because this is a nugget. Are you guys ready for this? This is a nugget here that I am reminding you of. All right. Mpo, can you see this specific candle here? Okay. Look at this candle there. That was the open. Look at this candle here. It closed beneath the open. Can you guys see that? Is everybody clear? If I take that same line and I do this, and I bring it here, can you see that the candle still closed beneath? Do you see that? So is this a valid break? Is this a valid break? Ntabi saying, I'm so sorry, man. Load shedding is taking its toll. Just so you know, I heard a rumor, stage 15. I don't know if it's true. You guys will tell me. Stage 15. And look at all how the heads popped up there, you know. The moment I said 15, I just saw heads come up like this, Mr. W. It should shock us, isn't it so? Stage 15. I mean, that's, can someone just give me a quick rundown? What do we get at stage 15? I'm laughing now, but you know, that's total chaos. What do we get at stage 15? That's going to be interesting. Maybe you guys will break it down. I didn't go to the article. I didn't check it. Werner says nix. All right, Zev, look at this. Once the guys give me some, you know, some info about 15, this is a valid level. So we're going to go back and we're going to cut this sucker in half and see what is happening here. Let's cut it in half. 600 pips. We want to cut it in half. Ash, why do we cut it in half? We want to make it more recent, guys. Isn't it so? Shira, we want to make it more relatable. Isn't it so? We want to make it relevant. We want to know where we can possibly enter. That is 50%. Do you guys remember the zones? How do we draw the zones? Shira, do you remember? They use your Jenny to supply essay. Almost fell off a chair there, TT. Almost. 15 hours of darkness. Yeah, they take the sun. Muhammad, listen, that's hilarious. I don't have the laugh to back that one up, but inside I'm bawling in laughter. That's really, really, really interesting. All right, guys, look at this. Look at this. 50% is done. All right. Let me ask the question. Where do we draw our zones? Adele, Zeph is back. You know, just Adele, Zeph is back. Where do we draw the zones? What do we use to draw the zones, Mr. W? Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Oh, I just got some power. How do you like that? Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Power just came on by me, you know. Montana. We don't experience that much, you know. Mr. W, I'm just going to brag a little bit there. Montana. All right, check this out. Look at this. I'm going to draw that zone, those zones for us now. Shapes, rectangle. Look at this. Here's the zone. We draw it between the 61 and the 38. Ash, why do you draw it there? Because it's very accurate. Are we together? It has the same amount of distance in between. There's no wick that's longer than the other. And this zone is where price can pause. It can reject. And when I zoom in, you can see it. Look at that. Broke below the 50, rejected at the 38, and went back up again. Can you see that? Can you see that? All right, it went down. You can see it. There's the two rejections. So now we're looking for price to break below that 29281 again. And then obviously the other guy is going to wait for this area to be broken, the 38. Once the 38 is broken there, Anya, that's the entry down. Can I say that again? Because I know Anya loves technicals as well. Isabel, you guys are loving the technicals. Shira, I know you like technicals. Adele, guys, look at this. There are guys that are going to wait for the 38 to be broken before they enter that specific trade. Is everybody clear there? So 50 is one entry, 38 is the other. The reason why some guys wait for the 38 is because now prices dipped lower than 50%. So if we've dipped more than 50%, the probability, Mr. W, is higher that we're going lower. Do you see that? If it goes above the 50 and closes above the 61, now, how do we base our marking system on? If you get a 60% pass in an exam, is that not great for some people? Because you've passed more than halfway, isn't it so? Then there's guys that say, no, I'm not happy with the 60%. I want the 80%. It's for a different person. Does that make sense? So people are different. But when you look at it from this angle, if we've passed over 50%, all right, and we reach above the 60, all right, that's almost 3/4 of movement that's been done from either the support or the resistance. Does that make sense? And therefore, that gives a higher probability for that trade to actually play out. So Ash, what are you doing? I'm reminding you guys of technical entries here, that it's not just about getting into the price. Does it make sense? You got to know why you're going to get into that price at that specific point. Is everybody clear? So if I take off this specific Fibonacci now, you can clearly see that this line is the 38%. Is everybody clear? That zone there is the 61. So now you know what you're already dealing with. You don't have to have the fib there. You don't have to have the fib there because it's been drawn. Is everybody clear with that? Nazi, Dow Jones. Can I move on? TP here, 28674. I'll say it one more time, 28674. That's the Dow Jones or USD. All right, everybody clear? Everybody clear with that one? Can I move on? All right, last one, the last index here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking my time because I'm reminding you guys of certain things. All right, I'm reminding you of certain things. So I'm not rushing through it. I'm taking my time so that I can remind you guys of things that you can't forget. All right. Anya, and if the dollar strengthens, we might not see it dip below that specific zone. It could bounce up from there. All right, Anya, are we together? But the dollar, you know, when we do go to it, you are seeing that it's still trapped. Look at that. Can you see that? That's a problem. So if it does strengthen, all right, we dip below on the indices. If the dollar weakens here, we bounce up. All right. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So here we go. I'm going back MT5. Can you guys see it? I've shared screen again, right? Now look at this one here. From a monthly perspective, you can see this candle hasn't closed. If I use that specific close there, this candle hasn't closed. That's a rejection. So that shows you that's an important part. I'm going to zoom in again. Look at that. That's an important candle because it's rejected there. This is not closed beneath. Does that make sense? But it has closed beneath that zone there if you go to a weekly frame. Look at that. Can you guys see that? On a weekly time frame, it's closed beneath. So is it relevant? Absolutely. So here's the next area here. 3296. Please write that down, guys. 3290. But what we need is, we need price. Can you see this here? Mr. W, guys, I'm being very detailed here. We need this zone here. You see that low there? That must be broken. Why must it be broken? Look how it's rejecting there. Not only there, but it's rejecting there as well. So Ash, remind us once again, guys, these pivot points are critical for entries. This rejected on the 12th. Look at this, the 12th of June. Is everybody with me here? The 12th of June, there was a rejection. It pushed up. So don't be surprised if it rejects again. It's a strong rejection zone. Therefore, we need price to break it. Even here, the moment we get the break beneath that zone, we take it down to where? 3290. Are we together? Yasha says they missed out on a lot of detail because of the network, but Ash, your German 30 idea was great. Wonderful. Yash, thanks for that response. All right, thank you very much for that because it lets the guys understand and see that we're doing what we're doing, isn't it so? Shira says it must bounce. What must bounce, Shira? Or it had a bet to bounce. Is it the load shedding or what's happening there? All right. If it closes beneath 3654, all right, S&P must bounce off that support. So it must. I'm going to, okay, so guys, look at this. In the chat group, I'm going to put in a key word that Shira is talking about here. Look at this. Check the chat group there. The word must. That's so important. Oh, for the sake of... Now I understand why. Okay, all right. No, I'm with you. Sorry. I was a bit slow there. I think it was like the load shedding, this morning, the lights went off and it just went on now. So it must, for the sake of your sanity. Shira, you're in trouble if this thing comes down. All right. So 3654, I'll hold thumbs for you. I don't know if that works. I don't know if holding thumbs work. Mr. W, let's get your view. Does it work? 3654. We close beneath there. We go to 3290. All right. And that is 357 pips away. All right. Gerard there, must it close on daily? Brilliant question. All right. Now let's look at it. What do we do when we want to answer that, guys? Who remembers? Anya, Isabel, how do we deal with what Gerard just asked? Must a daily close there? How do we get a better indication? Shira says go to daily time frame. Yes, that's true. What else do we have to do to answer that specific question there? Let's see what the guys are saying, if you remember. Because this session, I'm really trying to get the reminders out there, and I'm asking it to see if you remember, all right? Not sure when you projected closable effect. I'm not sure. We're going to have to check it, man. We're going to have to check it. It could take 3 days. It could take 2 days. Are we together? Who remembers? What do we do here to get a more accurate entry here, guys? What do we do to get a more accurate entry here? Let's see what the guys are saying. I want to see if the guys are with me. All right. I want to see if the guys are with me. Isabel says minute frame. Yasha says sell stop. No, not an order type. Not an order type, because that sell stop, it can trigger and then it can push up again. All right. Adele says check your 250 moving averages. Okay. Those are additional things. I want us to look at the technicals, price action. And this is why I am doing what I'm doing today. I call it shaving the wicks. Shaving the wicks. There we go. We got to shave it. How do we shave it? Line chart. It's now above. Can you see it? Let's switch down. Ah, look at that. We bring it down just a little bit. Do you see that? Let's switch to a lower time frame. Sorry, guys. Let me switch to a lower time frame, 12-hour. Ah, look at that. Can you see this? Now we already have a wick there that can become a problem. It can bounce from then go up like Shira wants. Do you see that? So look at this. I'm putting this area here because I'm going to put a rectangle there. 8-hour. Look at the 8-hour. Let's quickly go back. 12. Can you see it at 3602? Look at this. 3602. I'm going back to 8-hour. It's well above. If I go to my candle, rejection zone is in place. You can see it, so it's fine. Let's go to 6-hour. It's fine. 3602 is intact. Can you see it there? And if I zoom out, it's intact there. 4, zoom out, it's intact. I'm only using the hour frame to shave. Is everybody clear? I'm not using the minute frame because we're dealing with a momentum trade here. Can you please write that down? Can you please write that down? When you're trading intraday, you're using minutes. Isn't it so? Is everybody with me there? When you are trading intraday, you will be using the 1-minute frame to find the higher highs and the lower lows. Isn't it so? Intraday. But if you are trading the momentum frames, you are only going to use the hours, all right? To do what? To shave the wicks. So we are 2 hours now. We've gone all the way down. Look at that. All the way down. Let's go to 1. There's the last one. 1 hour. Shira, can we safely say we've shaved all the hourly frames now? Can we safely say that, guys? Yes or no? We've shaved it. Yes. So now what we do is we're going to be very simple. We zoom in. We zoom in. All right. And then we go to shapes. Ah, come on. Sorry, guys. Sometimes it's a bit slippery, like the Brent, you know, like the oil. All right. And we put, or we place our zone. Aha. Ash, what do you have here now? This is the green light to go. You guys remember that? I spoke to you about the green light, the red light, the robot kind of a thing there. So I'm making this green. And now you can see, Gerard, here's your answer, my good sir. If we get a daily that closes beneath 3599, that is a far more accurate entry than if it closes beneath 3650. Can you see that, Gerard? And what I did was I shaved the wicks, meaning I increased the probability of price to move down further. That is still 305 pips there. So guys, this was a very important reminder and exercise. Is everybody clear? The green light here, 3599 daily candle close beneath there, brilliant place to enter. Right now, we are not there yet. Can you enter now? Let me ask the question. Can you enter now? Yes or no? You can enter. Yes, you can. But here's the question. Is it wise? That will always be it. Is it wise to enter now versus here? All right, I'm going to say it again. Is it wise to enter now versus here? Are we together? Zev says some good stuff. YouTubers will never, they won't, Zev. Spot on. Adele, you have to give Zev credit there. You have to give him credit. He's speaking the truth. You got to type it so everybody sees it, so they know you're not always on his case, you know. You got to give him credit because he's absolutely spot on. They are not going to give this stuff. Everybody clear? This is technique. This is technical stuff. They're not going to give it to you. Is everybody clear? Or you got to pay a lot of money. All right. I said there's nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful one right there. I love it. All right. That 4-letter word there. It's a beautiful word. Kind. All right. Everybody clear? So Nazi, we clear. Dow Jones, we clear. S&P, we clear. I'm going to move to gold now. Is everybody with me there? I'm going to move to gold. We're going to go and check what gold is doing here. All right. Everybody has the CAD JPY. Am I right? That's the first one that we did. That was a hold to 101.85. Don't forget that. If I go to it quickly, just very fast, that is there to 101.85. Don't forget that. All right. That's the one we did early this morning. Hey, Laik, how's it? Good morning. Good morning. All right. Here's gold. Hey, man. Thanks, my friend. Thanks, my friend. All right. So gold, ladies and gentlemen, where's all my guys that know about the 1612, the 1613 here? We spoke about the 1612. Are you referring to gold? Yeah, share. Was it 1613 or 1612? It's on my other screen. I just want to make sure I have it right. Was it 1612? Sorry. I typed it incorrectly there. Apologies. $16.12. Thank you very much. Say. Hold on. Is it just me or is it disappearing? Okay, here we go. 16.12. All right. So 16.12 from a monthly perspective. Look at this. I'm telling you, Isabel, it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful, isn't it? So yes, man, you know, I love it when the moment I ask, the guys have this stuff. That's the way, yeah? So guys, look at this. Period separator. Don't forget, we're using the high. Can you see that? We're using the high. Are we together? From the high there to the close there, that's 242 pips. Now, what you can do is you can put that specific area in place. You can. You switch to a daily, there you have your zone to take it from there to there. Now, the entry here, you can see there's no wicks. If I switch to lower time frames on gold, yeah, Shadow, where I'm going to your 4-hour, here we go. You can see that we are still far away from that. Do you see that? So if you are not in the straight to 16.12, that's okay. Remember, this is dollar specific. If the dollar strengthens, we're going to see a weaker gold price. All right. If the dollar weakens, we're going to see a stronger gold price. Don't forget that these guys, they work together. All right. So that's why for me, when whenever we are dealing with gold and the dollar, we must be very specific because it is risky because they fluctuate so much. All right, everyone? Everybody clear? Nyashe, you wanted the 4 hour there. What were you looking for? Are you looking for a long? Are you looking for a short? I see Nyashe. He's picking on Zef. I think Zef is now out of the equation. I think Nyasha is coming in now. It's going to be very interesting because I know Ubulaik, he's going to jump in sooner or later. We're going to see how it gets. It gets hot. He likes to jump in when it starts boiling. He leaves it when it's still mild, and he jumps in when it's hot. All right, he's waiting. Yeah. All right. So Nyasha, you want to long or short gold, please let us know so we can check your level and we can analyze it. Please let me know there. All right. Let's see what Nyasha wants to do. Long, or would you like to short it? Let us know. Any wants to short? Any wants to short? So remember from 16, where it is now 1646 to 1612. Let's see how many pips that is. That's about 300 pips. Can you guys see that? I wanted to short yesterday. I'm still in for the short. All right. So if we go to this, look at this now. This is gold. I'm going to a shorter time frame. And I want you to notice something very important here. 1612, right? Putting on a line chart. I'm going to draw. Look at this. I'm going to draw my symmetrical triangle here, but I'm going to switch to even lower time frame. All right, so I can get some more data. All right, I want some more data. Can you guys see this? Hold on, there. You can see it's touched, it's touching there, it's a valid line. Now, what's important about this zone here, look at this. If I take it from our support there, from our support, and I take it up and I place it like this, remember what I said to you, when it's creating higher lows, when it's creating lower highs, that's important. You remember that? I said that's important. Why is it important? Because then you have your vertical line there. Don't forget that. All right, are you with me there? So you can see at this point, can you see this? It's more obscured here. There's not 100% northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. Can you guys see that? This is a very nice twist to the whole plot. It's not centered 100%. Can you guys see that? If I use another line here, look at that. That's the area. Can you guys see this? So what does this indicate? Just from the top of your head, when you see it's obscured like this, because I'm joining a vertical line in the center and I'm joining a horizontal line in the center as well. Just when you look at that, what does that tell you? All right. What does that tell you there? Not enough data. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else that wants to add to Anya there? Mr. Bell says important pivot. Anyone else? Anyone else? Please note, look at that. It's a no man's land. Yes. Pietro. Anyone else, guys? Can you guys see that price is being suppressed here? Does that make sense, everybody? There's no space for the northern hemisphere to actually push up. Does it make sense? So it's obscured. It's exactly like just the way you said it there. It's 100%. There's a point of resistance. So what does that tell you? If there's a point of resistance like that, what is the probability here? Probability now, not guarantee. I can't guarantee you're going to wake up tomorrow morning, so I can't guarantee this price. All right. What is the probability here if the resistance is so strong? Because remember, a resistance is only a resistance because price is failing to break above. Don't forget that. Northern hemisphere probability. Yeah, you know. Zev and Yasha is still on the pitbull thing. I think Adele hit them there. So I think they are still stuck in that cloud there. So gents, let's move. You know, Zev, I love you very much, my good friend. Yasha, a lot of love, my friend. Check Adele. She's just smirking at you guys. You know, she left you in the cloud there, you know. Check there, Zev. Mr. W, the resistance is a resistance because price has failed to break above. And that's what's happening here. You can see it. There's more downside here. Does it make sense, everybody? There's a bit more downside here. Obviously, it's also an important resistance. Why? Because if price does break up from there above, then it's obviously creating a new what? Lower high. Does it make sense, everybody? If it creates a new lower high, it's going to make more data to come down further. Is everybody clear with what I just mentioned there? So this one we wait here, Nyashe. This one we wait. There's a lot of guys that will take this into consideration and say that this is rejecting here. They see it's still moving up a little bit, and it does have some space, just so you do know. From there to there, there's space. 178 pips. Don't forget that. It's moving within the zone here. If it breaks beneath, brilliant. Then we push down. Is everybody clear? If it breaks, we push down. The next zone that we go to, please make a note of this, before 1612. Before we hit 1612, please make a note. This is for the guys that are scalping and the guys that want to get a few more pips. Remember, we're selling. So we want the next ask price there, 1630. Take it down to that zone there. That's about 137 pips there. Everybody with me? All right, the guys that are looking for a scalp, they want to go down and say, Ash, it breaks that trend line. I'm going down to 1630. I'm getting my money, taking it, I move out. It's a very nice, I agree, 130 pips, and it's at the next pivot point there, higher than that one there. Can I just point that out again? Can I just say that again, guys? Because I think that's an important one. All right, are you ready? I go to my objects and I go to shapes. Look at the zone here. There, that one, all right, compared to this one over here. Can you see this one? Our one that we want to get out, that's higher. That's the most recent price. Is everybody with me? All right. Everybody clear? Risk and reward on that one there for a TP. Hold on, I'm going to give it to you now. I told the guys before you came on, they're like, my other screen is not connected. It will be at 4 p.m. But I can give it to you quickly, 1630. That's 154 pips. All right, if you put in an 0.01 there, I'm on at 4 p.m. as well, yeah. That's about 27 Rand, 0.01. Obviously, with gold, you can increase your lot sizes if you're using a spread account, guys. Remember, there's a difference. Spread account, you're paying cheaper prices because the leverage is higher. Your margins are going to be smaller to get into the trade, all right? Use a 1-to-100, your margins will be a little bit more expensive, all right? Everybody clear? And then from a 1-to-2 perspective, please write this down, a 1-to-2 ratio. For that trade, it will be a bit too tight. I'll tell you where the TP is, 1652, right there. Look how tight that will be. That will be very tight there with gold, 1652, all right? So for the scalpers, these guys, they take that specific chance. They don't have a problem with it. It's about 71 pips or 70 pips away, and then they take that area down there. Are we together? But it is tight. This is a 1-to-2 ratio. It is tight. Everybody clear? 1652 stop loss there. The risk is 13 Rand when you're on 0.01. But if you switch that to, hold on for me, if you switch it to, let's say 0.10, it's 280 Rand. Are we together? Or 133 Rand as a risk. All right. So remember, you're just timesing it by 10 now because you're using 10 micro lots instead of 1. 0.01 versus 0.10. So if 0.01 is 13 Rand, your 0.10 will be 133 Rand. Are we together? If you're using one standard lot, it will be 1,300. So you're just timesing it every time. All right. These are some of the stuff that you can catch also in the classes. I'll do some more reminders on them, in the coming sessions. But in the interest of time, we can't always go into too much detail. So I mentioned bits and pieces. All right. And then we start piecing them together later on. All right. Nyashe, are you sorted here? Are you and Adele, are you guys all right there? Because it got a bit rough there, and Adele likes that. Look at that, she likes it. Look at that, Zeph, when she gives you guys a run for the money. I see she. All right, don't agree with the stop loss 1663, going with stop loss at 1656. All right, got you. Zeph is just doing the laughing work here, very interesting, Zeph. I know Laik might just say, Zeph, say something, say something. Let's move. All right, German, guys, German. This was the one that Nyashe had me on there, and you can see we're doing marvelously here. It is moving down, the German. Did anyone else take this trade here? This was obviously to hold it. Are we together? This was not to necessarily get out immediately. Did anyone take this trade here? Nyashe is in it. Jean, and you happy? Nyashe is happy. Anya's happy. You guys are happy? We're pushing down still. All right, beautiful. 11,619. All right, 11,619. That's where we want to stop. We did do Brent. I think we did do Brent. Let me just make sure. No, Laik, you're onto something there. Let's go check Brent. All right, can I move, guys? I think we're okay with German 3. Remember, we said we are going to wait with the dollar. Don't forget, we're going to wait with the dollar. Look at this. Can you see it's still not doing anything there? We are still in that zone. So this is important here. Remember, we want to go to 117, 119, but we're still stuck here. Can you see that? And there was rejection. Guys, we follow this thing very closely. All right, we follow this very closely. All right. Let's go over to MT5 again. Brent. See you, Nyashe. Let's go over to Brent. Can you guys see it there? All right, or a possible sell there. Now, if you look at it from this angle, guys, from a monthly perspective, can you see this zone here? Can you see this specific candle there? Can you see it? We want to zoom into that. All right, we want to zoom into that. So we go to the weekly. TP is at 82.38. So we can either push it there. That's the high. If you switch to a daily. Now let's go shorter. Guys, this is a very, very interesting one here. If you do zoom out, I just want to show you something before we go into it. Can you guys see this? We are pushing down. See that? We are pushing down. Can you guys see this? Adele? Zev? I'm just the ek roer nie die pap dik, Adele. Shira, ek roer net met 'n papstok. A thick one. I must go find my one, and then this afternoon 4 p.m. I'm gonna roer you. I'm gonna roer net. Zev, are you with me there, my friend, my brother? All right, check here. Below a couple of pivot points that can spot with the naked eye. Laik, see how powerful these pivot points are, where you don't even need to put on any levels. You just see them. You just see them, isn't it so? So you can clearly see from a northern southern hemisphere perspective. Doesn't it look different now, guys, to the one we just saw? Can you see this one here? Can you see this one here, guys? This one looks different to what we saw in gold. Gold had a very, very small northern hemisphere. This one is slightly bigger. But if this one is bigger, then obviously the more space tells you there was more sellers. Does it make sense, everyone? Can I just say that again? I think that is worthy cause to be said again. Are you ready? This here, because it's bigger or wider, or there's more space, it tells you that there was a lot of selling that happened there. Does it make sense? Shira, I know you're watching that Dow Jones and that you want the bounce, man. And then you see this one here that is much smaller. It's telling you that the sellers aren't giving the buyer's price to push up, Mr. W. Do you see that? So guys, when you're dealing with the technicals, these things need to make sense. So it's telling you that there is definitely sellers in the market here, isn't it so? While I stir that pot there very nicely, does it make sense? There's more sellers here, bigger gap there for the seller than there is for the buyers. Now, this is what fundamentals can do. Look what fundamentals can do. And this is where the guys, you know, where they get really confused. Fundamentals can do this, boom. Then the guy's stressed now. Then the guy's stressed. Does it make sense, everyone? Then they're like, problems. But just remember, where is it? Laik, it's still here. Does that make sense? It's only broken till there. So this is what can happen. Look at this. Not affecting the southern hemisphere at all. Watch. Hold on. This can happen. Price can push up from there. The guys get in for longs. And then this happens. Comes down, down, stops right there. Right? And then it creates a very long wick like this. Is everybody clear there? That is confusion for the guys. Are you clear? So can I just say this? What creates a larger northern hemisphere or an upper side here? What creates that? Let me see if the guys are with me here, guys. It's almost time to bounce. So I want to make sure that you know these things, because if I'm not with you, all right, or Roger's not with you, are we together? Then you can look at this chart and you can say, listen, I understand what's going on. Guys, there we go. Jean, Fani, let's just give them a round of applause. The buyers are going to create a wider northern hemisphere. How are they going to do that? Simply, look at this. Higher lows. See you, Henny. Higher lows creates a wider hemisphere. Does it make sense? So now it's moved from that zone. Now it's this entire zone here. Does that make sense, everybody? So the more buyers come in, creates a wider area. Now you know there's buyers in that zone as well. So now you must be careful. All right. That's when this guy comes into play. You see? Because if price does this and it crosses the finish line, now you understand why this is so important. Now we can bounce and then push up again. Is everybody clear there, guys? So more buyers come in, crosses the finish line. You're in trouble if you for a short, because it's gone above the northern hemisphere, created more space for the buyers, higher prices, came down, went over the finish line, and here we go. So you got to watch this. This is now intraday. Now we are talking this is all intraday here. We're not talking long-term, daily, weekly, monthly timeframes now. We're talking hourly down now, minutes. Everybody okay with that? Can I give everybody 14 seconds just to let me know? All right. Oh, Shira. Oh, Shira, you know, for your sake, I hope the prophecy is true. My friend. All right. Are you guys learning here from the reminders? Remember, it's reminders, right? Are you guys relearning these reminders here? Because guys, it can get lonely. Am I right or wrong? You're by yourself. You saw it in the trading room. Ash, I get it in the trading room, but when I'm away from you, or I'm not in the room and I'm trying this stuff, yes, sometimes it's a bit of a challenge. Then, Mr. W, you'll normally say, I'm going to take the coin out and I'm going to start flipping now, All right. So it's so important then for these reminders so that you guys can get accustomed to it. It sinks in, it makes an impression. Is that cool? Zeph says there, Shira looks like he wants 20 minutes. Hey, Shira's quiet today. He's just giving a few snippets here and there, Shira's quiet, Can we move, guys? Can we move? I just want to go and check out what is happening with that USD Jpy. I was looking for a long there for dollar strength. Are we together? But it seems to be rejecting. Can I go and check that out quickly before we bounce? Everybody cool with that? Adele says, I'm in for sure, doing well. Hoping you are wrong. Okay, I can accept it. I can accept it. It's the same challenge I had with Liatle there. He said that it's a wrong idea to short the AUD JPY and the CAD JPY, and I said we're gonna have to see. So Adele, I hope for your sake as well I'm wrong. For your sake. And for, because Shira also, Shira is on your boat there. He wants that spike, just like you, all right? USD JPY. But guys, just in your defense, there is more sellers in that, all right? You can see it, there is more sellers there, all right? So I'm also hoping that we're going to move that way, all right? Here's the USD JPY, guys. I have this trade set out waiting for this sucker. I'm waiting for it to go to 153.200. Ash, you out of your mind. Well, I've been said and told that many times before, but then the analysis worked out very well because this is not a trade for intraday. This is another one like that CAD JPY where I'm waiting for price to break key areas before we enter from a directional perspective, not hourly, not intraday, and I want to break it down. I'm going to my monthly first. All right, Gerard, are you guys ready for this? You can see I have a couple of levels here. I got the turquoise. All right, I got my yellow line there, and I'm going to explain the relevance of it so you guys know exactly what I'm looking for, why I'm looking for it. All right, we start off with the fundamentals. We're looking for the dollar to go to 114, between 114 and 119. That's the fundies. That's the interest rates. That's the inflation. Are we together? So we're starting there. We're looking for a stronger dollar. If it goes that way, I'm ready. Everybody clear? So I plot this setup already, anticipating a stronger dollar. That's what this is for, all right? So what I did was I went to the monthly. I'm going to take my market watch off so you can see clearly. I went to the monthly and look at all of these blocks here. All right. Why did I draw these blocks? Ash, why did you draw all these rectangles? Because I wanted to plot the power of the buyers long-term in terms of the monthly frame to show that price was able to push above all of these blocks here. Does that make sense, everybody? This is telling me that the momentum at this point in time has pushed up from there. Does that make sense? Now you can see where price is now. It's there. Can you guys see that? It's there, which aligns itself with this zone here. Can you guys see that? It's there, which aligns itself with the zone here. So which means I needed to go to the left-hand side here to find this pivot point. So let me zoom in. Watch. I'm zooming in and I'm moving to the left. Can you see that area there? Let me zoom in one more time. Can you see the zone here? 145. Is it 145? Sorry, 153. 153.200. Can you see it? Is there any blocks? If I go back, is there any blocks that's above that zone? No. So which tells me, as you can see, price is going lower. Look at that. That's the next area, 153. Can you guys see that? 153.200 from an overall perspective. That is what I'm looking for. All right. But then I needed to go and draw the resistance there, which I did. All right. Now, I needed a support. The support you can see here. Can you guys see this zone here? That area there? There? This block? That's the highest block. When I zoom out, that's the highest block when you compare it to the others. That tells me price has found some support there. Can you see it? So what did I do? I went and I took my horizontal line, Gerard, and I drew a support there. Is it a good support? Yes, it's bounced up before. Can you see that? Is it a good support? Yes, it broke and price went down before. So it tells me there is reaction at that specific level there. That's good. Now I go back. Now watch, because I've drawn my support, I've drawn my resistance, I go back to where price is. And now you can see there's my resistance, there's my support, but I'm still on a monthly. So if I switch to a weekly, all right, can you see the rejection at my support? Can you see the rejection there? If I go to a daily, it's broken above. Is that not brilliant? That's what we want, which tells us from a momentum perspective, price has now found that this is a credible support. But this is the problem. Why is Ash not getting into the long now? Because you can clearly see the resistance. Why would I get in now to take it up? Because logically, we're not going up yet. There's a resistance. So guess what I do now? Who wants to guess? What do I do now? Because this is a brilliant reminder to everybody. What do we do now? There's a resistance, but I'm looking for an entry. And I want you to pay attention to the yellow line. Pay attention to the yellow line. Because look at where the yellow line is versus where my support is. Support, and look at that yellow line. So what do you think I did here? What do you guys think? Guys, let's give Zeph a round. Adele, you got to give him a round. You got to give him a round for that, all right? I shaved the wicks. So I put on my line chart, daily. Look at the 12. Let me do this. Hold on. Zooming out so you can see. Look at the 8. Look at the resistance. There's no ways I'm going to long now. There's no ways I'm going to long it now, all right? Look at the 6. Look at the 5. Look at the 3. Look at that. You see that? So if I get in now, Mr. W, it can reject there again. And the problem is, Shira, if I long it, all right, hold on, watch this. Watch this. EJ, in, rejects, comes down. Here's my stop loss right there. Hits my stop loss. And then guess what? Up again. Where does it leave me? Where does it leave me? Does it make sense? Now I'm frustrated. I want to throw in the towel. This trading thing doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. It's a countless, endless list, isn't it so? So what do? I create a higher probability for myself, and that's why I'm shaving it. Now look at the 2 hour. Aha. Look at that. And the last one, 1 hour. Spot on. Do you see that? So now that I switch to a candle, all right, look at that. I'm going back to the daily. Can you see why my yellow line is there now? Can you see why my yellow line is there? It's at the point of rejection. So the moment I get a candle that breaks above there, Shaya. Does it make sense, everybody? Shaya, all the way to the top, to the where? To that zone there. That's 251 pips. How did I get that specific area? You guys know. I cut the sucker in half. Does it make sense? All I did, I just cut him in half with the fib. Because if I take it from there to there, that is 742 pips. I'm going to get out here first, wait for price to do its thing. Are we together? Wait for price to do its thing. Because remember, price can do this. I'm going to illustrate. Once I'm above here, price can go up hits my take profit. There's the zone. Remember the zone, 61.38. Price can fluctuate in between. Does it make sense? The moment it's above the 50 again there, and maybe even that 60, shire up again for TP2. Does it make sense, everybody? So that's two trades in one, waiting for that area to there. EJ, that's 368 pips. That is a fantastic after the 61-point area to the 100. It's a brilliant move up. You put in 10 standard lots. There's an example. You're smiling all the way. Is everybody clear there, guys, on how I got to this specific analysis here? And remember, we're waiting for the interest rates. We're waiting for the stronger dollar. I'm going back to that specific dollar so you can see what's happening. We want it to break above the 114 because I'm timing it. If we get a stronger dollar, it goes above this area, that trade might just pan out beautifully. So I'm timing the charts. Is everybody with me here? That's meant to be a smile. Are we together, guys? I'm timing the 114 area to take it up. Everybody clear there? You can wait for that specific daily there, Anya. Absolutely. You guys want me to give you that specific level again? The yellow level, all right? The yellow one. 145.760. 145.760. You want the DXY to I'm seeing a different side of Shira today, but it's good. At least I'm seeing a different side. It's good to see different sides of people, yeah. Some guys only want to see the good sides, the smiling side. They don't want to deal with the others. It's killing you. Hey, Shira, remember, if you have too much, you can always partially close some of your positions. Guys, don't forget, if you have a 0.15 or 0.20, you can close, 0.05 of it, 0.10 of it, just to lessen the pressure. You are able to do that if you're willing, all right? There's a lot of guys that do it when they are in a predicament, all right? Zev, I'll just laugh, all right? I'll just laugh. I'm just gonna laugh, I'll just put a Dell. I'll just get a Dell, All right, guys. So I'll see you guys at 4 p.m. I'll be with you again. Shira, I'm gonna hold thumbs for you, man. Is it fingers, nicks, or is it thumbs? Or what do I do? Is it thumbs, or must I hold my thumbs, or is it nicks? What do I do? Yeah, I'll hold it for you, All right, but at 4 p.m. I'll be with you guys again, and I'll be doing some more reminders. Reminders are powerful. All right, everybody, I'll say it again. Reminders are powerful. Please write it down. If you have forgotten, all right, write it down when I'm giving you these reminders, because it's going to help you when we are not there. All right, when you're by yourself. Everybody clear? 4 p.m. Thank you very much, guys. Brilliant session. You guys are brilliant. Thank you very much for the great response, the lekker chuckles, the teasing. All right, I'll see you guys at 4 p.m. Ciao, Mr. W. Shira. See you guys. Craig, Jerry, Tato, Adele. See you, Boypelo. Gerard, EJ, everybody, Stephen, Ricky, all the guys that joined me for the first time today. Thank you so much for joining. Fani, see you. Rishaba, Lirato, Warren, thank you very much. You guys were wonderful. Zeph, Jpy, Tebo, Tolesedi, Sephora, everyone. If I missed the name, please forgive me. Everybody's greeted. All right. See you guys at 4. Ciao, ciao.